and Malo Gusto are going to return for the weekend. Oh, hold on, I'll say. Great, welcome. Another good morning edition on here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Like I'm always consistently, always done. It's the best in terms of tactical analysis here on YouTube, as you can get it. And of course, in the other bro, Deviant, so subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. It's very, very imperative that you subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. Make sure that in the notification turn and you do choose all that was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Today, there's a lot to talk about, especially on the front of Chelsea. Nyema Bebre Ecoson on the front of Chelsea, and Ranajo Enzo Maresca was in the pre-match press conference for a game against Heidenheim. He had a good conversation on the branch here. Your friend Tosin Adrebia, they spoke about it. Now there's a lot of updates from the camp of Chelsea, especially from coach friend Enzo Maresca. The players that are going to play Nintia or travel with a light squad, and then the number of players available in camp. Of course, spoke about Tosin, what they are going to bring to the team. Tosin, any other players not in common in terms of what the players are doing on and off the field of play. Nina available was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, in a day, and someone subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. Maybe some round of Pasiri. I'm always happy to have you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Let us have the conversation on everything that we have to have, especially on everything about Chelsea Football Club, the game in itself. And then what the game really entails, where Chelsea really want to get to the kind of football that they want to play. Obviously, in the next 7 days at Chelsea, our 3 matches, our English Premier League in the next 7 days, now 3 matches. Across all competitions, not just in the English Premier League. These are games that are going to go on when Chelsea are prepared for them. Huge ones. And Ranajo, Champions League matches so did go through, and look at them. Big ones, of course. And I was talking about Liverpool's dominance against team and your friend Real Madrid. I did mention, and nobody shared that Liverpool boy against Madrid was a revision or a revisionism of what Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool, especially in the second half. Just the opening, the heavy metal press, aggressive football. Say Liverpool for being ready to pin Madrid back, to press them, to counter press them, to be aggressive, to turn possession over, to make sure that they take the game to team, my friend, in Liverpool. I think that it is one of the best that I've seen post the era of Klopp. It was so intense, and I think that's the difference between the two teams now. Liverpool are playing the game with a lot of intensity, a lot of aggression, to make sure they get the maximum points in that game to win it. Whilst Madrid were a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit slow. They were not really in tune with what they wanted to do, especially in the middle of the park. Now, Chesenia coach, your friend Anna Slot, Inveti Abrantia, your friend Conor Bradley, to always get into the half spaces, to effect the play, to be more aggressive, to try and win goals up top, to be in the half spaces and in the face of Real Madrid, and then of course try and create chances. I think that was very important. And yesterday something was very clear about Abrantia friend Kylian Mbappe. In fact, during the time Mbappe, a young player, one of the things are thriving on any pace and his willingness to get in behind. But it looks as if Mbappe is not getting in behind again. These days, almost every time Mbappe wants the ball to fit, and yes, analysis now. Theory on me, in a couple of days ago when Real Madrid played our Champions League in Ofia de Santiago Bernabeu, and that is where the problem is for Madrid. The fact say almost star center forward or attacker that used to thrive on getting the ball in behind, attacking spaces. Mbappe consistently would get in behind, will try and attack the spaces, will try and make sure Obegna ball over the user space and then try and get a goal. But for some reason, he wants the ball to fit. I say, the ball no edge one, and now turning that area. It is really affecting the team, or affecting Abrantia friend Kylian Mbappe and the Madrid team. And I think that something really drastic has to be done about it. And yes, idea. They are going to be in real trouble in that regard. And of course, Madrid in the second half obviously were put under a lot of pressure, and they were not happy with what happened outside game. And of course, and anyway, inside game never because so at Germany in Heidenheim, no, away from the Champions League. What it means is that when you look at Chelsea, at the top of the conference league. Yes, the conference league, like Enzo Maresca kind now. In a pre-match press conference, not saying share any competition. But for him, it's important on two metrics. Chelsea want to win something this season, and a European trophy. And once an European trophy, they want to go ahead and win a two. Or say it gives opportunity for him to find minutes for the players now, especially for the young players now. Almost being more consistently. Our English Premier League now. Some young players are going to be playing. And then these guys even consistent game time, also being a game then they are going to go in their confidence over there as it goes on. In the next 7 days, like I did mention, Chelsea everybody against Aston Villa after heading against Aston Villa. Then of course there's Southampton also in the English Premier League. These are all games that it's expected that Chelsea ever share. And now Villa goalless draw against Juventus Champions League game. So it tells you we are Villa Park, Villa team, and an easy team to play against like that. And Chelsea knows that this weekend, out of the 3 games in 7 days now, this weekend they are probably the toughest that they will face in the English Premier League against Aston Villa side. Unai Emery have made them very, very resolute, very difficult to play against. If you look at the likes of Leon Bailey, you look at the likes of Rogers, these are all excellent ball carriers in their half spaces, very aggressive. The only issue recently that we said, the absence of Abrantia friend Amadou Onana out of the team in terms of a deep line playmaker and also a shield for the back four. Abrante Amadou Onana has been injured and is out of the team, and it has affected them a little bit. Now they are left Yuri Tillemans to be, the conductor on Fiifi-Manfred for the games that they play. And I know sometimes there are a lot of issues to how Villa Villa play with a very, very high line or English Premier League. I'm thinking against Chelsea, they'll make a little tweak. I think the Villa Unai Emery dropping line he's going to be a little bit careful with Chelsea. A counter-attacking threats, high-line threats, the pace of Nicholas Jackson, Noni Madueke from outside. And in the pre-match press conference, Enzo Maresca did mention, say, Abantia, your friend Pedro Neto, just some scare, Mojave, also how much is our game. Pedro Neto, it took a couple for Portugal. Back when he had a little bit of a knock and he was out, and then now he's back into the team fully, and he's going to be ready to go against Aston Villa over the weekend. And he did say for your man. Also, Malo Gusto has been very, very influential and instrumental for the team. If Malo Gusto is coming up, now the conversation is that how are Chelsea really going to set up against Aston Villa? Is it the same thing that they did against Leicester City? Enzo Maresca says it's going to be slightly different from how Chelsea set up against Leicester City. In the pre-match press conference, a few very, very interesting things did come up. Enzo Maresca was asked about regimes and in a scandal. I like the response Enzo Maresca, the Madrid journalist. Now, Enzo Maresca said, so people really want news about Rhys James because of the club captain and the injuries that's going on. But Wakache on one staff and Wakache Chelsea medical staff or any club, they say they are not going to be putting out too much information about this. Mechanic will be so very tiny this time. Now for the people expecting him to return, then he has to do probably too much do too much in terms of rehabilitation or forcing him to meet the deadline. And it's no. Chelsea said that they want to remain quiet on Rhys James. Just allow him do the stuff that he wants to do on any rehabilitation. Chelsea needs him. They want to get him on the field of play, but they want to get him when he's fully and truly ready to play. Really, really, really fully fit. What I'm saying about they can use him. The games that they want to play. They don't want to just go and take Rhys James just because he's a player. I say Rhys James back even when the scans are not ready. Or more any news about Rhys James, and they should not ask him about Rhys James because he doesn't know when Rhys James ever returning to the team. And even to him come up, he's not going to do that because and the pressure to play also, and the pressure to no Enzo Maresca to have so Rhys James out. They should just have that in mind when we have a conversation now. On also about Josh Echampon situation. Now, so 2 days ago, we were breaking story. Emma has said Joshua Echampon and Chelsea have made some progress, and in the progress now, what we had heard, and they said the big issue was how Joshua Champon can get consistent game time at a senior level. Now, the agency, the parents, any on like I said, Josh did say on person about football. Obviously, because Paris Saint-Germain, because Bayern Munich, because of the other clubs, no, or all like Real Madrid, more like around him, you know. Joshua Champion knows that he needs to take his moment. Now, Chelsea have been very, very strong, very hard on him. Said they will not just let him go to any club here for going sake. They will let him go when they also believe say he has gotten to the point where he has to go. If it's just about playing time, yeah, then they will let him go to Strasbourg, where he can get to play consistently in the French Ligue 1. And obviously, anybody that knows the French Ligue 1 knows that the quality in the French Ligue 1 is close to like what you get in the English Premier League. So I mean, Joshua Champion has been told about that, and he looks as if as it stands now. I mean, only Chelsea for got to a little bit, they made a little bit of a progress, but this is how I am seeing it. I'm seeing it in the sense that Chelsea want to drip feed him because they've gotten to a level where some level of agreement about between club and any Joshua Champion. Now, because they've gotten to the point where there's some level of agreement, Chelsea would want to give him something. That's what they will spoon feed him small man, big kaka. To man about training, my guys are freezing out. You should come. Then they will see if talks can continue and get to the point where now they will say, so, okay, fine, Joshua, now we see commitment in him, so better now say, in the Yemen in the conference, the Yemen in certain number of games, or in FA Cup, Yemen in games that will feel this and which is very, very important. I mean, in the conversation of Joshua Champion and the contract extension. So I am very, very certain that over time, Abrante Joshua Champion never extending the contract now with Chelsea. He would want to stay there, and Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid will be put away in there because they're very, very important. And now Conor Bradley played that fullback role on my right back for Liverpool, as if to tell Trent Alexander-Arnold, say, you know what, just you can go to Real Madrid. I have this. I've got this sorted. Of course, another thing that Enzo Maresca come up was about Abrantia, your friend Christopher Nkunku. He spoke about Christopher Nkunku as well. Or say a journalist when he beside so Omar to say Christopher Nkunku, you're unhappy, and Omar to say Manchester United will come for him, and in that they are going to Chelsea will sell him in January. Now Enzo Maresca response to him was brilliant. Enzo Maresca catcher, and he said he can confirm. Said Chelsea are not going to sell Abrantia, your friend Christopher Nkunku in general. Say only Nkunku Kasai a few days ago, but Nkunku are many indications say, oh, you're unhappy. Nkunku says he wants to stay there, he wants to play for Chelsea, and he is not worried at all. He will get Nkunku to play for Chelsea. Nkunku has given him an assurance, so match Chelsea. Said issue James issue no yeah James I have a scan but they're unsure when he was going to come. He was asked about Nkunku, was Nkunku ever booked for sure in the Premier League games, and he goes on to explain, say Social Christopher Nkunku, the best days for him, the best times as a player has been during preseason and not one as a number 10 or behind the striker as a second striker. And everybody who knows Christopher Nkunku has said several times that the best position for Christopher Nkunku obviously is when he plays behind the striker, when he plays as a 10 in the half spaces, and how good he plays in that. And it was clear in preseason. So preseason Chelsea matches that's especially where Nkunku could thrive, getting into the box late, combining play, getting in between the lines, receiving the ball from there, combining with the striker. I mean, dropping to come and play some one-touch football in this animal. He was excellent in that regard, and also added goals and assists. And that's what Enzo Maresca said. He knows that that's the best position for Abranche friend Christopher Nkunku, but he also agrees that like DBL it's about finding the balance between where the team is defensively and attacking wise. And one of the things that he has realized that sometimes some of them has to be catch up. And on himself, as the time goes on, there's a possibility of playing Nkunku and then Cole Palmer as inside. Senegal will be using the fullbacks now, high and wide. The fullbacks will come and provide a width. Like over the weekend, I didn't see at Brighton and Hove argument. Or see on Nkunku Kasayado. Nkunku man indication there say obe free Chelsea. He had told him so it's not Chelsea one or so body ball with Chelsea or so unini or Chelsea into on yen and so free Chelsea into maybe a journalist wanted to say free. They should go back and go and listen to it. And this is what he said. Maresca mentioned that Nkunku and Felix could also start together in attack as well. Palmer and Nkunku too. I remember stating this after the Leicester game, especially talking about it all. I mean, with respect to what Maresca could do. Maresca also said the best period for Nkunku was in preseason, where he was playing as a 10 in between the lines, like I did mention a while ago. He acknowledged that he hasn't been playing Nkunku in his best position behind the striker between the lines, but he says Cole Palmer plays there, and that he and Joao Felix will get some time depending on the plan for opposition teams. For example, the plan for Leicester isn't going to be the same as the plan for Aston Villa, and of course, Abrantia Freno, Enzo Maresca talking about what the possibility could be for Christopher Nkunku playing in the half space, Cole Palmer in the half space, Joao Felix in the half space, and of course, using the fullbacks, no rather, to come and keep the width over there. No, it's very, very important. Like I did say, Chelsea against Heidenheim, a German team. In the last 18 matches, Chelsea are winning 11 times against German teams. Normally losing 7 times against German teams. And Chennai too easy in terms of the kind of games that Chelsea play against Heidenheim. Like I said this weekend, said Heidenheim for me a little bit stubborn. This weekend, I'm going to call away to Bayern for Leverkusen. They're going to take here a 2-0 lead early on in a game, and I'm going to take you a 2-0 lead. Once they did, now that game like a DM Bayern for Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso team, but they were able to turn it around and then get results in there in terms of what they wanted to do on and off the board. It was a good one for team near friend Heidenheim, and of course Bayern for Leverkusen. But in the German Bundesliga, Heidenheim are struggling. But in the Conference League, I'm a part of the team, so I'm unbeaten as it stands now. Our German UEFA Conference League, and this is something that is worth mentioning and worth talking about in that regard. It's very, very important. So just keep that in mind. So you don't become complacent. I believe, say in the next last set of games, because our Conference League to the end of the year, and of course to our next summer for the league phase. Chelsea will be fielding a fairly lighter squad because they've almost achieved qualification in that regard. And Chelsea would want them to go through. And now, as part of Enzo Maresca pre-match press conference, was asked about Christopher Nkunku, and he spoke about a lot of things. Said he has made a mistake, and I'll say born behind the striker because that's Nkunku's most favorite position. I'm about Nkunku, and I like the answer. Journalist Nibisane said, so can you assure us that Nkunku is not for sale in January? Masema Enzo Maresca can say, absolutely, yes. I love Christo, and he's going to stay here with us since we started playing the confirm. So I'm ready to friend Christopher Nkunku is going to be at Chelsea and he's not going to go anywhere. The problem with Christo, not the problem, but the same issue we have mentioned many times. If you play with Cole, Joao, Christo, Jordan, and Noni, who is defending? The skill is not defending. These are guys that want to attack essentially every day. And Enzo Maresca went and says, I spoke with Christo days ago. He did not say he is not happy. Maresca and Luis James in this status, and he spoke about that as well. The midfield at Chelsea, Eric Cole, Heidenheim, not a midfield of Cesar Casade, Kani Chukwuemeka, Kenan Dewsbury Hall, Kaino Dyer, Samuel Rakseki, Sachi, the Ghanaian boy, also what Chelsea team. And I mean, midfield where I'm thinking there is a big opportunity for Abrantia friend Kani Chukwuemeka to start for Chelsea because I mean this midfield of Cesar Casade, I think that the midfield three possibly can be Cesar Casade, Kani Chukwuemeka, and Abrantia friend Kenan Dewsbury Hall in the middle of the park. One on the left half space, one on the right half space. Then of course Cesar Casade will play as a deep line playmaker at Jordan. And of course, this is a team that can really go ahead and play in some match, against my friend Heidenheim. Yes, it's a really light Chelsea score, like I did say, but the way I see in the Chelsea will not be taking too many risks with almost senior most players now. They would want to look at it and then talk about it exactly. Manage it very well in terms of where they want the players to be, possible injuries in the competition, and it's our conversations. In a game, against Heidenheim in the Conference League, it's in their home with home and friend the Voigt Arena, UEFA Conference League. UK time 7:45 Ghana time. It means that it's going to be 1 hour ahead. Yeah, UK 1 hour ahead. So it means that's going to be somehow 4:45 here in Ghana for Chelsea. Any team my friend Heidenheim. Of course, we'll bring you the post-match analysis as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel, so that anytime there is content here, you are first to have it. I'm expecting that Chelsea are going to go into this game with Philip Jorgensen, Axel Disasi, because Jose Champo did not travel, Tosin Adrebiayo, Renato Vega, KDH probably inverted into the middle, Cesar Casade, Kani Chukwemeka, Tyreek George, Sancho, Modric, then Christopher Nkunku. I want to see Maggie up top and then having Nkunku right behind him. Yes, well, we draw the curtain on this morning on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, turn on notification. See you later. Bye-bye.